With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
welcome back trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Split Decisions Racing fires things off for round number 9 right here at Texas Motor Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave back at the trackside here to bring you all the calls from trackside. 10-minute qualifying session already underway. Driver's going to try to put down the fastest lap. Let's see how they're going out there. Looks like those next-gen Cup cars are at the top of the speed charts. We've got the Xfinity cars as well as those Gander Mountain Outdoor Truck Series drivers all out there on track, all at the same time, bringing you part of the triple threat. Track temperature a little bit cool here tonight, just 70 degrees, 68 degrees out there. Air temperature down here in Fort Worth, Texas. A little bit of a cool night for these southern boys, but we're going to see which one of these drivers have the lead foot to put down the hot lap here tonight. Right now, looks like John Humphrey leads the speed charts. Why don't we go ahead and get that information up for you? What do you say, race fans? Let's go ahead and toss up timing and scoring over there on the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see John Humphrey in that one machine. Lucas Gortman out there on track as well. He's putting down his time lap. We'll see where Gortman can go and shake out. Ryan Johnson, he's just now rounding out the top 5. We're used to seeing Tiny Horse up there at the top of the speed charts, but tonight falling a little bit short. Looks like that 38 going to start in the 5th position. Thomas Myers inside the top 10. Josh Beaver out there. Mark Ackerman also on the track here tonight. Gonna do the Texas two-step as Ackerman Aviation Group brings you tonight's race from Texas Motor Speedway. Kenneth Fonseca still out there. Patrick Anderson. Thomas Teagan, newcomer in the truck series. He's riding in the Ford number 3. Let's see where he shakes out. He is out there on the track. Tell you what, let's head down trackside. Let's see if we can't get a little closer to the action here. We're just about 3.5 minutes into tonight's qualifying session. Still a long way to go for these drivers to put down a time lap to try to dethrone your provisional pole sitter, John Humphrey. But with the rest of these cars being a little bit less on the, what do you say, the horsepower? I don't think anybody's going to be able to dethrone one of those next-gen Cup car drivers. Although we do have a truck inside the top 10. How about that? Justin Gibbs is sitting right there inside the top 10. Gibbs in the 93 machine out there in the 8th position. Teagan going to go 22nd with his first time lap. Let's see what he can put down here with his second flying lap. We have seen that second lap be just a few tenths faster. If you can hit the line right, he's a little bit off of that apron repaved surface here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. It's the new one, No Limits, here under the lights Friday night. And I tell you what, doesn't get much better than this. 3 different classes all on track at the same time. And how about that? Another truck driver inside the top 10. Thomas Teagan going to go 10th on the speed charts with Jorge Canales breaking inside the top 15. The 71 Ford going to line up 12th. Few drivers still yet to put in their time lap. Joshua Salcy as well as Caleb McCarthy, Vinny Tabby, Jeffrey Ramsdell, and Jonathan Kuzmano yet to go out there on track. Both Kuzmano and the 68, both of them out there at the cars, just kind of standing around there on pit road, letting, I guess, the oil heat up, let the engine come up to temperature, and then they'll get back out on track, see if they can't put down a flying lap. 27 drivers with time on the speed chart so far here. We've still got about 7 left to go. Track a pretty quiet place. Here's now Richard Crane, Jonathan Kuzmano out on track. Jeffrey Ramsdell. Tell you what, let's jump on board with another truck driver. Let's see if we can't take right around the track with that 45 of Kuzmano. He's down the backstretch into turn number 3 this time around. Crossing the line, first time lap on the speed charts, 28th for the 45 of Kuzmano, back down to turn number 1 through and out of turn number 2. You can see him hug that bottom line just a little bit more than what we seen that 3 of Thomas Teagan doing. Will he be able to dethrone the driver sitting at the top of the truck class? Justin Gibbs sitting in the 9th position. A little bit of a moment there off of 4, crossing the line. 45 gonna slot in. Let's see where he heads to. He's gonna knock on the door of a top 10, finishing right there in qualifying in the 11th position. How about we jump now to Caleb McCarthy in the Exalta 24 machine. McCarthy making the jump from the Xfinity ride into the Cup Series this season. Already to victory lane one time so far this season as well. McCarthy having a good run at it. Still just about at the halfway point here this season, so still a lot of time to assert themselves and make their way through the overall point standings as well as their respected class standings. McCarthy gonna go 9th on the speed charts with her first time lap. Tell you what, we do have an onboard camera shot. Let's see if we can jump on board for just a brief moment here. Ackerman Aviation Group onboard camera here. Great camera shot at Kayla McCarthy as she's going to cross the line. Second time lap. Where can she go? Not going to improve. Going to stay right there in the 9th position. That's going to give us 31 out of 33 drivers putting down a qualifying time. So it's running out. Time's running out as well. Less than 2 minutes remaining here before we drop the green flag on this 95-minute timed event. That's right. Lap count does not matter. Timed event. We'll see how many laps these drivers can put in. And with just about a minute and a half remaining and only 2 drivers yet to get out there on the track, Joshua Sousey begins his trek at it, but it's going to be tough and hard fought for him to dethrone John Humphrey, who sits in that pole position. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your starting lineup in your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
trackside as the final few drivers begin to make their way to the starting grid. We'll get set to fire things off for the first time here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway, round 9, here in the Split Decision Racing season number 3. As you hear those bells in the background, you know the sound. It's time to run down tonight. Starting lineup starting inside row number 1 here, pole seat, the 81 of Joshua Susie. Just to his outside for John Humphrey, back in row number 2, the 17 of Lucas Courtney. Just to his outside, lining up in the 4th spot, the 88 of Nate Johnson. Chris Wheeler rounds out the top 5, starting in 6th, the 35 of Andy Turner. Back in row number 4, the 38 of Ryan Johnson, in the 77 of Thomas Myers. Luke Smith going to start in the 9th spot, and rounding out your top 10, the 24 of Kayla McCarthy. Justin Gibbs, Dave Gilbert back in row 6, row number 7 here tonight. Jonathan Guzmano in the 3 of Thomas Teagan. Tyler Rush going to round out the top 15, while Jorge Canales starts in 16th. Back in row number 8, the 11 of Josh McKinney, followed by the 83 of William Klingbeil. Adam Taylor, Matt Kopp making up row number 10. Row 11 tonight, Josh Beaver, followed by the 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdell. Michael Hayward and Nathan Manwaring making up row number 12. Row 13 here tonight, Patrick Anderson, Matthew Wheeler. You can find Ken Forsica back in 27th. Michael Kitchell just to his outside. Richard Green and Jacob Hirsch going to round out your top 30. Rest of the field looks a little something like this as the pace car ducks off. We're going to drop the green flag for the first time here tonight, and here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. Right here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. There you see the 81 gets off to a good jump. He'll jump to the bottom of the speedway, and here comes a truck driver. How about that, man? I tell you what, that 4 of John Humphrey, he had a fast time in qualifying. He's going to drop 1 spot back to the 3rd position now as Lucas Gortman takes over the 3rd spot. Here comes Ryan Johnson. He's already up 4 positions from where he started back in the 8th spot. He's got that next gen 38 powered up and heading to the front. Thomas Myers beginning to close in on John Humphrey back. Well, there you can see battles already beginning to take place. Let's clue it. Oh, and Humphrey into the outside wall. Humphrey into the outside wall, and look at the freight train of cars and trucks all coming by. And oh, looks like we've got another driver down there on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like that may be Tyler Ziegler in the 53 machine having a little bit of trouble as the 4 of Humphreys continues to struggle. Still struggling is Humphreys now as the 97 of Ramsdell goes by. Tyler Rush looking to make up a position. He's side by side with the 88 of Nate Johnson. Johnson trying to keep the spot now and ride down on Dave Gilbert. Battle for a spot inside the top 10, just off in front of him. You can see right behind Kayla McCarthy, that's Thomas Myers. A little bit of damage already on the left side, or right side I should say. Some of the paint scraped off. McCarthy running well, up 4 spots from where she started tonight's race as well. Long night of racing here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The Split Decision Racing Triple Threat brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Do want to give a big time shout out to Ackerman Aviation Group coming on board, sponsoring the next few races here in Split Decision Racing, based right here, hometown race, home state race if you will, for the Ackerman Aviation Group, right here based out of Texas. So a little bit of a hometown favorite we'll see how Mark Ackerman goes about it here tonight. The 37 outside of the top 30 still here, but it's very, very early. Still a very long way to go. 95 minutes on the stopwatch for these drivers. We will see a stage break 30 minutes and 60 minutes into tonight's race. Let the drivers reset, refuel, rehydrate, and get ready for some more. Joshua Susie up there in that 81 machine still has the top spot, but Ryan Johnson's beginning to breathe down his neck. Familiar face right behind them, crushing it in the 10. Crush Ford Mustang, that's right. Luke Smith right there. Here comes Christopher Wheeler and Kayla McCarthy all in tow. 3 wide coming out of turn 2. They'll head down the backstretch. A little bit of single file action here towards the front. Still some heated battles as no, a little bit of a movement there. Looked like Chris Wheeler was going to try to duck up underneath that 10 of Luke Smith. Not going to do anything with it just yet. The 17 of Lucas Wortman now back to the 6th spot. He's dropped 3 positions from where he started tonight's race. And I tell you what, let's jump a little further back through the field. It's not about what's going on at the front. There's battles all over the track. Look at this long train of trucks heading down the backstretch. There you can see the 71 of Jorge Canales. He's got Jonathan Kuzmano and the Adam Taylor. Justin Gibbs, Joss Beaver right there in tow. You can see right outside of your screen Thomas Teagan, Matt Kopp, as well as the 83 of William Klingbeil. He's driving one of those Xfinity rides. Can Klingbeil get up and around some of these fast trucks at the front? Just as we were about to say, the battle between these trucks beginning to calm down. We've got more battles on track. The 93 and the 18. Gibbs and Bieber going at it. Teagan and Kopp right back and forth right behind them. Let's check this battle out as we begin to see some of those Xfinity Series drivers. That's William Klingbeil. He's starting to pick them off one by one, slowly but surely. Klingbeil heading towards the front. Not much to speak about at the front of the field. Joshua Salcy still your overall race leader, your Cup Series leader as well. Big time trouble for multiple trucks off of turn number 2. They all get it to the outside wall. It's going to snack up for just a bit. Let's jump back to the front because here comes Ryan Johnson around the outside. He's going to try to take that top spot away side by side. McCarthy right there lurking in third. Here's Luke Smith, Lucas Gortman right there as well. What a battle at the front of this field. 5 cars all under a blanket, all running within 0.2 of a second of each other. You can see it right there, about a half a second separating your top 5 drivers as Ryan Johnson utilizes the high line. He keeps the momentum and he keeps the spot, or takes the spot away, I should say. But McCarthy gonna follow suit, put herself right there in second. How about the run here from McCarthy? Another fellow driver from Texas. McCarthy out of Fort Worth, Texas. She's got a little bit of a trip to get to the track. Not too far away, and McCarthy looking to have a solid run in front of the fans and friends in the stands tonight. Gonna back up just a little bit, get a push from the 10 of Luke Smith. They'll head back into turn number 3. Some of the battles beginning to dissipate and go away back through the rest of the field. Let's jump back, take a look at this one beginning to unfold. Matthew Wheeler has been right on William Klingbeil the whole time. Klingbeil has been slowly picking his way up through the field. Wheeler benefiting from the fruits of Klingbeil's label. Look at that power through the corner. We've seen this last season out of these split decision racing drivers. It seems like the trucks are really able to get through the center of these corners much better than not just the Xfinity cars, but also the Cup Series cars. Yet to be determined how much better they may or may not be against the Gen 6 cars. But there you can see it right here on your screen. Klingbeil able to scoot away just a little bit on the front stretch and the back stretch, but look at the huge gain through the corner that 21 of Wheeler has gotten. He was able to grab the position for just a moment, but the bigger horsepower gonna prevail down the back stretch as they head back into turn 3 and 4. And once again, you can see that momentum out of the truck, able to keep the speed up through the center of the corner, able to stay on the throttle a little bit longer, and Wheeler moves himself to 17. A battle for third and fourth on the track. Susie and Smith going at it just in front of Lucas Gortman. Chris Wheeler dropping back now to the 6th position. Andy Turner gains a spot as Chris Wheeler may have some trouble. Let's jump up here. They haven't let the battle go just yet. Hasn't died down. The 10 of Luke Smith got out of line, and he got freight trained. Smith going to lose 2 positions. He'll drop from 3rd to 5th. Andy Turner beginning to make his appearance on scene. Here he comes. And how about the man in that 22? Chris Wheeler doing a fine job out there tonight. I believe this is one of his first races in. I believe that it is the Cup car. Yes, it is. That is the Chevy ZL1 Camaro. And it looks like we're beginning to see drivers go a lap down already very early here tonight. Well before the 30-minute stage break. And a driver that we've seen fast in happy hour and fast in qualifying. We've seen him slap the outside wall as well. Humphrey in the Ford F-150. Unfortunately, that Ford machine is going to fall off of the lead lap. The 36 of Richard Creighton, latest victim to your race leader. He's going to fall off of the lead lap, and that's going to give us and leave us with just a handful of drivers on the lead lap. I say a handful, but it's about 28. Caleb McCarthy, Ryan Johnson going at it. Let's go back to the front. McCarthy digging on the bottom. Will catfishing work here at Texas, looking to use the lap cars as a pick. McCarthy with the advantage, 3 wide with a back marker. She stays on the bottom. Ryan Johnson flies through the center of the corner in the middle. No problem for him, but he's going to lose a little more ground behind another back marker, and McCarthy takes the lead of the race. What a run, what a story it would be for that 24 Exalta driver, Kayla McCarthy, to walk away with the overall race win as well as the class win right here at the hometown track, Fort Worth, Texas. She's going to try to do the Texas two-step. Doesn't have the Texas Roadhouse sponsor on the car. Oh my goodness, this is getting nuts. Oh, and contact between Selsey and McCarthy. She goes way up the track as they'll now try to split the 13 of Jacob Hirsch. Hirsch kind of in the way right now, down on a little bit of power, and McCarthy just like that from running at the front to trouble and falling back outside of the top 5. She'll recover well. The 24 going to slot in line on the bottom, and she'll try to head back to the front. McCarthy recovers for 6. Nose to tail at the front as Selsey takes control of the race lead for the second time here tonight. Ryan Johnson still sitting in second. Luke Smith recovering back into the third spot. Lucas Gortman right there in fourth. Andy Turner rounds out the top five with Caleb McCarthy sitting in sixth. Chris Wheeler back in seventh. And we are just a little over 10 minutes into tonight's race, and we have had some crazy racing action out there already. Let's take a look around the track, see what's going on. We've got drivers coming to pit road. Michael Wayward and Michael Gitchell both bring their Xfinity cars down to pit road for service and tires. When will these front runners be able or have to come to pit road? Or how long will they be able to stay out? A little bit of an unknown for these next-gen cars here, what the fuel mileage really is at these tracks, as we haven't been to a lot of these tracks in these cars just yet. To almost a three-wide battle for the top spot. Drivers running into some more back markers. Ryan Johnson getting stuck once again by now the 56. He'll go three wide as Manwaring goes to the top of the speedway. He'll give way to the race leaders at the bottom of the track, and that's going to put Manwaring down off of the lead lap. He'll be the first driver off the lead lap, sitting in the 21st position, Patrick Anderson. Now, last driver on the lead lap, 3 and 4 wide at Texas Motor Speedway. Oh my gosh. Drivers break for pit road that time around. Josh Beaver as well as Matthew Wheeler. John Humphrey back to pit road once again. That's going to be Humphrey's second stop of the night. Josh McKinney, he's going to bring his 11 down the pit road for service and tires. In comes Justin Gibbs as well. Thomas Teagan going to stay out on track, as it looks to be Jorge Canales leading the truck class here, as multiple drivers have already been to pit road. When will the front of the field come down? Ryan Johnson goes back to the top of the speed charts, back to the front of this field. And we are just about right at about 14 minutes or so away from seeing our first stage break of the evening. Pit road, very, very busy place. Adam Taylor, Gibbs, Kling, Bell, Anderson, Kopp, Manwaring, as well as Ramsdale. Fonseca also on pit road. Jacob Hirsch brings his 13 down for service and tires. Your top 11 still run on track. Nose to tail, side by side, battling back and forth. It's been a non-stop juggernaut night at the front of the field for all of these Gen 6, I should say. Drivers at the front of the field. Ryan Johnson trying to do his best to utilize the moves that we've seen other drivers do at the front, and that's kind of use these back markers as a pick to work their way away from their competition. You can see now a little bit of a gap beginning to develop between Luke Smith and Caleb McCarthy, and that's what you've got to do in these Gen 6 cars. You got to build that gap. You got to get away. You got to get them out of your draft where they're able to utilize the runs and stay right there with you. We've got front runners heading to pit road. Lucas Gortman, Andy Turner, Thomas Myers, Dave Gilbert down for service and tires. That's going to leave us with just 6 drivers left at the front of the field as Chris Wheeler pulls off this time by. three-car battle still underway at the front of the field. We are just about 10 minutes away from our first stage break here tonight. That's part of the triple threat. We've got 3 stages. We've got 3 classes of cars. We've got 3 different styles, rules here tonight, or all season long, I should say, if you don't know already. 95-minute timed event, that's right, that's why you see the stopwatch clicking down over there on the left-hand side of your screen on the timing and scoring tower. 95 minutes for these drivers to put down as many laps as they can and try to win their respected class as well. That moves us right along to our next aspect with this triple threat series, and that's 3 different NASCAR style machines out on the track week in, week out, all mixing it up, rubbing fenders and elbows with each other. Only local yellows. That's right, a form of road course racing brought here into the rules in the split decision racing triple threat series. We do not see those full course cautions unless the track is absolutely backed up and packed in, and pretty much a parking lot is the only time you'll see that caution flag fly, as well as those previously mentioned stage breaks. And with all that, the 3 different cars, the different series all out there on track, everybody trying to do everything they can to jockey for position, not just for an overall race win, but for a class win as well. 3 different championships handed out at the end of the season, as well as the Big Boy Trophy, and that's the overall season champion. Who's going to get the job done here tonight from Eckerman Aviation Group's home state, hometown track here tonight? Will tonight's sponsor of the race find a way to lead a class and maybe represent themselves in victory lane? Still a long way to go. We'll have to find out. Ryan Johnson beginning to separate himself from Caleb McCarthy as Susie Rush and Nate Johnson head to pit road. That time around, looks like Adam Taylor and Nathan Manwaring having some issues. As Johnson, McCarthy, they both come to pit road. Luke Smith gonna stay out on track. He's the only driver yet to come to pit road, and look at that timing and scoring, ladies and gentlemen. If he's able to stretch this thing on out, or get, by some chance, the track gets caught up and blocked up and we get a crazy full course caution, that's going to put Luke Smith in a very good position. But it looks like he's going to head to pit road this time around before he ends up putting the entire field 1 lap down. Tell you what, let's go check out this battle right here between Lucas Gortman and Joshua Salsey. They'll get themselves back onto the lead lap. They'll jump Caleb McCarthy, Ryan Johnson. They're both getting up to speed off of pit road. Will Salsey regain the race lead right before the stage break? This indeed is the race lead, as Lucas Gortman was able to get by Joshua Salsey through the green flag pit cycle. Gortman to pit road 6 laps prior than Salsey, so crew chiefs, spotters, and drivers are going to have their minds on that as we get closer and closer to our first stage break. A little bit of a shorter second stage, as we will have an extended caution period to allow drivers to get themselves at least 1 lap back to their respected class leader. That does take a little bit of time. Hats off to all the admins and officials down there, down the hall just a little bit in race control. We'll get things sorted out. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing as we get set for the start of stage number 2. Just about 10 minutes left on the stopwatch. These drivers have been at it for a solid 22 minutes here from Texas Motor Speedway. Endurance and, what's the word I'm looking for? Physical conditioning. There you go, conditioning If you've played sports, if you played athletics in your high school, maybe middle school days, or maybe even just youth league, you know conditioning can be a big factor. And with a 95-minute timed event, conditioning definitely a factor. The driver's going to have to keep those arms loose and limber. And it looks like the 17 of Portman, those older tires now showing their ugly head as Southsea gets by and he begins to step away at will. Let's check around the track. What do you say we jump back here to the last driver on the lead lap, and that is no longer a true statement as the 43 of Josh McKinney, sitting in the 12th position, falls back off of the lead lap. We are now narrowed down to just 11 drivers on the lead lap. Nate Johnson in his fast 88 Ford Mustang sitting last driver on the lead lap, and he is just about a half a lap behind your race leader. So with the stage looming in the distance, he's going to try to keep himself in and on the lead lap. McKinney sitting in the 12th position is your highest running truck series drivers, or truck class driver, I should say. They say we go around the track. Let's see who else we can get out there tonight. Why don't we go check in with this driver right here, William Klingbeil, sitting in the 16th position. Klingbeil is your highest running Xfinity class driver. Great showing by Klingbeil. He's up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race back in the 18th position. And it looks like this new revamped, repaved No Limits Texas Motor Speedway isn't so kind to those Xfinity Series drivers. It looks like they're the drivers the biggest struggle out on the track. They're having the toughest time keeping the speed up out of all 3 of the classes that we have out here on track tonight. Susie, sitting at the front, has himself a half a second advantage over Lucas Portman. They've got Ryan Johnson by over 3 seconds. Looking at the tire difference between Susie and Johnson, that's only 1 lap. So I'm not sure that 1 lap is going to make that big of a difference. But we'll have to find out and see how it goes here still. Oh boy, back off in the background. We've seen a driver have some trouble. No race incident recorded, so able to keep it out of the inside wall. That was one of your truck series drivers, and it looks like Jonathan Guzmano and Adam Taylor, they are on pit road for an extended stay, beating, banging, fixing their machines as they continue this long run here to stage break number 1. We've got just about 69 minutes remaining, or yeah, just about 69 minutes remaining, so it's going to be very, very close here when this first stage break is brought out. Just about 4 or 5 minutes here. Let's jump back up to this battle right here. Chris Wheeler, Andy Turner going at it with each other. Looks like Wheeler going to prevail on the bottom side. Wheeler making a splash here tonight. Running very well inside the top 5. He's going to take that 4th position away, and Turner drops back to 5th. Luke Smith, as well as Caleb McCarthy, there in tow. 6th and 7th on the speedway. Just about a half a second back from the battle on screen here as Wheeler begins to try to step away and run back down Ryan Johnson. And look at Lucas Portman. He is absolutely struggling on those older tires, but still able to keep track position. Gonna have to ask yourself, if you're a crew chief, what's more important, those fresh tires, those freshest tires, or that track position? And right now, looks like track position is king. Portman continues to run in the 2nd position. The 17 Ford Mustang running well here, representing Turtle Shells out there trying to run back down Joshua Susie, who has been fast all night long. taking the top spot. In qualifying, Susie has led well over 20 laps here tonight. And why don't we check in on a little something? We haven't mentioned it all night long. A little bit remiss on that. We do apologize. Dave's Dollars coming back into effect. We'll get back to Dave's Dollars next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you can guess the right amount of laps that these drivers are going to be able to put down in this 95-minute timed event, you got to put it over there on the YouTube chat to make it official. If you can get it, well, you win Dave's Dollars. That's it. That's the contest. You got what it takes to calculate it. Can you get it done? Give you a little cheat sheet real quick. Why don't we go old school style for you one time? Let's throw the ticker across the top. 55 laps into tonight's race. How many laps will these drivers be able to put in this 95-minute timed event? I'll go ahead and be the first one over there on the YouTube side of things to make it official. Let's see. I think we're going to get about 167 laps here tonight. That's what Dave's going to put down. Let's see if anybody else can beat that, or go ahead and join in. Choice is yours. Go back to the scoring tower on the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along with the gaps just like we do right here in the production booth as the front of this field continues to put drivers one lap down. The 11 of Josh McKinney now going to fall off the lead lap. Thomas Myers sitting as the last driver on the lead lap. Still just 11 drivers on this lead lap, and Myers very, very close to being put a lap down. He's about three quarters of a way back from the race leader, and he is praying for that stage break here, hoping that it flies soon. Look at the traffic jam in front of your race leader, Ryan Johnson. How about Ryan Johnson? Let's take a look at that gap right there. Now under, or just at the 2-second mark. He's made up quite a bit of ground as these drivers have continued to run into the back markers. And now you can see Johnson just in the background on the screen. And there's the stage caution. Things gonna come to a crawl. Walking away with the first stage win of the night. Joshua Salcy, your pole sitter, will lead them to the first stage break. And how about those caution lights, race fans? How about that? Texas Motor Speedway light show on the fence with those caution lights. What a run we've had so far here tonight. Tell you what, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break as drivers come down to pit road, get some fresh tires, get some more fuel, and get ready to fire things back off. We're going to step away, pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back live here from Texas Motor Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We got big-time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
In backtrack side as the drivers begin to get double file, now down single file down the backstretch. We'll get set to fire things off here at the beginning of stage number 2 here tonight for the Split Decision Racing Triple Threat, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group, based right here out of Texas. Ackerman having a better night in the air than on the ground here tonight. Mark Ackerman in the 37 machine, back in the 33rd position right now. Multiple laps down here tonight, and it looks like out of tonight's race, Lucas Gortman able to grab the top spot off of pit road, and we're ready to go back. Green flag flies once again, and drivers nail the loud pedal. You can see William Klingbeil making a move to the outside. He's back in the 12th spot. He's trying to get himself back on the overall lead lap, battling with a few fellow drivers for the lead of that Xfinity class. But he's going to have a tough task at hand. Lucas Gortman, Ryan Johnson, nose to tail, back into turn number 3. Nate Johnson and Caleb McCarthy not too far behind them. Luke Smith, Joshua Salsey sits in 6th. 7th place belongs to Andy Turner. Tyler Rush back in 8th. Dave Gilbert and Chris Wheeler round out your top 10. A lot of action towards the front, a lot of little two-car battles. Let's jump back here a little further in the field. Look at all of those trucks lined up with each other. 3 of Thomas Teagan is sitting in the 17th position. He's looking for some more on the track, but he's going to have to get by a lot of fast drivers in front of him. You've got the 21 of Matthew Wheeler. How about Jorge Canales in the 71 Ford F-150. Canales is right on the tail end of the 93 of Justin Gibbs. Now Canales looks to the inside. Close battle still raging on at the front of the field. We'll keep our eye on that as Lucas Gortman and Ryan Johnson continue to go at it with each other on the speedway. Nate Johnson and Caleb McCarthy 3rd and 4th on track. The 10 of Luke Smith running in the 5th position. Joshua Sousey led a ton during stage 1. Sousey now outside of the top 5. He runs in the 6th position. We're going to continue this hot and heavy battle between the Truck Series drivers. Canales has been looking to take that spot away, just not able to complete the pass just yet. And there goes Wheeler right back around on the outside. Tell you what, race fans, let's jump around the track just a little bit more. We'll head back to a 3-car battle before we head back to the very front. Things hot and heavy at the front of this field. Everybody all over each other. I believe that's about 7 or 8. Whoa, bit of a moment there for Nate Johnson, the 8. That's going to open up the bottom of the racetrack for McCarthy, and here comes Luke Smith. Sousey gonna follow suit. The 35 also coming around. Turner's gonna take a spot. Tyler Rush looking to capitalize on the trouble out of that 88 machine. And whoa, looks like we've got a Truck Series driver bailing off of the track, getting out of the way of those front runners. He wants no part in this. Luke Smith, after running inside the top 5 for quite some time, looks like he's struggling just a little bit. I say he's struggling to run inside the top 5, but there he is sitting 6th on the speedway. We've seen him as high as the top spot at just a brief moment earlier in tonight's race, but had to utilize some of the green flag pit stops in order to gain some of that track position. It looks like that Ford Crush Mustang is off just a little bit. Crew chief going to continue to work on that, try to get that machine to his liking. And how about McCarthy goes up there and muscles her way and truck hard into the outside wall. I believe that's David Desbarrios in the 68 Ford F-150, and Desbarrios having a little bit of a rough go at it here tonight. The 68 already down off of the lead lap, sitting in the 27th position. And how about McCarthy? I told you she flexed her muscles and grabbed the spot away from Ryan Johnson. She's gonna flex a little bit more and regain the top spot. McCarthy back to the point. We told you the driver out of Fort Worth, Texas. There it is, Kayla McCarthy getting the job done here tonight inside her Exalta 24 machine. And here comes Ryan Johnson trying to spoil the party. Tiny Horse looks for the top spot. McCarthy drops from 1st to 3rd. You have to navigate through some of these back markers once again. 3 wide, McCarthy splits it in the middle. Susie down to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to grab third away. Is he able to do it? Not just yet. Nose the tail off of turn 4 through the trioval. Johnson has Gortman. McCarthy has Soucy. Luke Smith, Tyler Rush. They're going at it. Rush has got some company out of Andy Turner. Thomas Myers, Chris Wheeler, and Dave Gilbert now round out your top 10. Gilbert with a big moment. Where I apologize, that may have been the 77 of Thomas Myers who got into the outside wall, and yes, it was. Thomas Myers with a little bit of a struggle there, and that's going to pull a few of the drivers back close to Myers. Wheeler, Gilbert, and Johnson all going to regain a little bit of track time as we continue this long green flag run, just about 20 minutes away from our second stage break of the evening. Ryan Johnson doing what he hasn't done much of this season, and that's leading laps. Is he going to be able to seal the deal and finally walk away with a podium spot, finally walk away with an overall race win for the first time here with Turn 3 Racing Network here in season number 2. We do want to say thank you to each and every one of you dedicated fans out there that joined us last week while Dave was unable to bring you the race. We do want to say a big thank you to DJ picking things up for us and taking care of these great racing drivers here with the Split Decision Racing Triple Threat Series, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group. McCarthy going to go back to the point. Green flag pit stop still a long, long way away as we have stopped just about 11 minutes ago or so. So drivers have plenty of fuel to stay out on the track for a very long time, and that's got to be concerning for a few of the drivers out there on track. Gilbert and Johnson sitting 10th and 11th on the speedway. They're only about 5 seconds back, but that gap is going to continue to grow as Gilbert has lost. Thomas Myers sitting about 3 seconds now behind Myers. Nate Johnson all over him. Big snack up behind the back marker. McCarthy navigates through. Susie sits right behind. Running in the second spot, we see contact between that 24 and 81. Will we see more contact? Will there be retribution? Vengeance at any of the drivers? We see things get hot and heavy between the big boys on the track in NASCAR on Sundays. Will we see some of that, those attitudes that we've seen in the past recently? Will we see any of that come to the forefront here tonight? McCarthy continues to keep the field at bay. She has multiple laps led here tonight, so stacking up a few more points is McCarthy. Will she get back to victory lane? Back across the start-finish line, they'll head down into turn number 1. There they all go. Watch them head through the corner. McCarthy still hugging the bottom as the field into the third way over the turn. Coming down the back stretch, back into turn number 3 already. Your top 3 all nose the tail to get the step away just a little bit from that 10 as Lucas Burke and Dave Gilbert all to pit road this time around. Matt Kopp also to pit road. Kenneth Fonseca still on pit road at a little bit of an extended stay for the 61. Looks like they're going to continue to beat and bang on that machine for quite some time, so look for Fonseca to come back on the track. Multiple laps down the 97 of Jeffrey Remsdale. He's going to go to the top of the speedway. Remsdale trying to stay out of the way as he finds himself now down a second lap to your overall race leader, your Gen 6 class leader, Kayla McCarthy, leads the field inside that Exalta 24. Patrick Anderson, Jeffrey Ramsdale, only two drivers the pit road this time around. Nate Johnson gonna join the party on pit road. He's gonna pit from the 9th position. Look for him to fall off of the race lead. McCarthy, Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, Joshua Soucy, and Tyler Rush now round out your top 5, but your top 4 have stepped away. Rush sitting 2 seconds back there. You can see him fighting off in the distance with the 22 of Chris Wheeler. Andy Turner just about a half a second back from them. Thomas Myers struggling to keep pace. He sits another 2 seconds back. Myers sits almost 5.5 seconds back from your race leader, as he is now the last driver on the lead lap. And you know, we've seen the pit strategy early in stage number 1 for Lucas Wortman. He grabbed the top spot after after the green flag pit cycle, was able to keep the field at bay for quite some time, but eventually fell victim to Joshua Soucy in the 81 machine. Soucy still going to stay out there on track as Ryan Johnson looks for some speed at the top of the track. Not going to gain any, because here comes Luke Smith to the bottom. Smith to the bottom, challenging for second, and here comes Soucy. He's looking for more. They're going to pin Ryan Johnson at the top of the speedway, back around the back marker. I believe that is the 46 truck out there on the outside. Am I correct? No, that's the 68 of David Desmario's, the 68 machine out there on track, but multiple laps down here tonight. And we've got multiple drivers out of tonight's race as Luke Smith looks for the front off of turn number 2, digging on the bottom. It's going to be 3 wide heading into turn number 3. Soucy with the advantage. Up the track goes Smith, almost into McCarthy, and Soucy going to take that top spot back away. McCarthy going to fall back to 3rd. Here comes Ryan Johnson to the inside. They're going to push McCarthy back to 4th. How about McCarthy on that outside run, able to keep the 3rd position away from Ryan Johnson, who looked to pounce once McCarthy got, I don't want to say rooted off on the bottom, but a big-time run there by the 81, and he dropped right to the bottom of the speedway, and he grabbed that top spot away. McCarthy had to give way to the 10 of Luke Smith as well. Dropped back to 4th for a moment, now back to 3rd, and she's digging, trying to make that high side work. Once again, will she be able to get by the 10 of Soucy? Oh, and it looks like we've got drivers the pit road, and McCarthy left all alone. McCarthy gonna stay out on the speedway. Lonely up there at the front. 3.5 second advantage over Chris Wheeler, who stayed out on track as well. Will McCarthy head down to pit road this time around, or will she try to extend this run? We're about 8 minutes away from our second stage break, but I am not sure they can scoot that far on fuel. And nope, the 24 gonna head to pit road this time around. What will Chris Wheeler do? He'll pull to pit lane as well. We'll check in on Lucas Gortman. There he is coming off of turn 4. Gortman gonna get himself back onto the lead lap. Will it be enough to jump some of the drivers around him? And look, right on by Tyler Rush he goes. Will it be enough to catch up to Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson? There you can see them two right there, but not going to do so this time. Johnson, Smith, and Southey stay out in front. Let's go back to this battle that's starting to rage between Thomas Myers, Dave Gilbert, and Andy Turner. All of those drivers battling with each other right now. There you can see the three of Thomas Teagan up at the top of the speedway. Truck driver going to get out of the way of these Gen 6 drivers. With all the different classes, all the different drivers, all the different lines and driving styles, there is never a lack of excitement here with the Split Decision Racing Triple Threat Series, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group. Southey able to grab that top spot away. Ryan Johnson right behind him. We seen your pole sitter get back to the front of the field just before we came to our stage break there for stage break number 1. We're just about 6 minutes away from stage break number 2, and right here back at the front with a commanding lead, half a second. That's commanding for the leads here tonight. The Southey sits back in first. Let's see if we can't check in and find a few of the other drivers out there tonight. Look at this battle begin to rage. You've got Josh McKinney, your highest running truck class driver, sitting right there in the 12th position. He's got the 21 of Matthew Wheeler right behind him. Let's see who our highest running Xfinity class driver is, and I believe that's going to go to this man right there, William Klingbeil in the 83 machine. He has been hard at it all night long. Klingbeil knocking on the door of a top 15. He sits back in 16th position now as Jorge Canales able to get himself by and grab a spot on the track. Got a battle for the top spot once again. Let's head back towards the front as Ryan Johnson has closed in. How about this long train of cars? Thomas Myers, Chris Wheeler, Andy Turner, Nate Johnson right there trying to hold on in the Into Being sponsored number 88 Ford Mustang. Dave Gilbert off in the distance back there. You can see that 7 coming off of turn number 2. They'll head through 3 and 4. McCarthy leads the charge of 4 drivers. Whoa, little bit of a moment there. I believe that was the 77 of Myers, almost into that outside wall. Down to under 4 minutes remaining here in stage number 2, and the action has not stopped for the overall race lead for the class win. The next gen drivers putting on a show here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Ryan Johnson all over the tail end of Joshua Southey. We haven't been to it yet. What do you say we jump on board with the driver sitting in the 2nd position, Joshua Southey, your pole sitter. Let's ride on board with the 81. There you can hear just a little bit of a lift on the corner entry, able to get the car down towards the bottom. He steps back into the gas and stays on it the rest of the way around the track. Listened for a lift, and there was no lift through 3 and 4. Looks like drivers only lifting heading into turn number 1 and 2. Let's hear it again. Again, just a slight little lift on the throttle on entry. Oh, that's gonna get tight. Ryan Johnson almost into the outside wall, and Susie almost followed suit. How about the Taz Motorsports driver getting the job done? Tiny Horse looking for a solid finish here tonight. We're now down to just about 2 minutes remaining in stage number 2. Next stage break gonna come at the 60-minute mark in of this 95-minute timed event. Can these drivers continue to pound the pavement the way they have at the front of this field, as we are now down to just 11 drivers left on the lead lap? Dave Gilbert in the 7 machine, last driver on the lead lap. There you can see the back marker, the 68 of David Desparios, losing yet another lap here tonight. I believe that's Desparios' 3rd lap down here tonight, and multiple drivers, multiple laps down. A little bit of house cleaning as we are just about 60 seconds away from our stage number 2 break. We started tonight's race with 34 drivers. We are down now to just 29 left on the track, with a lot less on the lead lap. Only 11 drivers still on the lead lap. McKinney, Gibbs, Wheeler, Canales, and Klingbeil, first drivers off of the lead lap. Ryan Johnson leads Joshua Southsea and Luke Smith in the 3rd position, rounding out your podium overall here tonight. Tyler Rush, what a run by Rush. Let's go highlight this man for a moment. Inside that blacked out Pure Balance Turtle Shell sponsored Chevy Next Gen Camaro, Rush up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race, knocking on the door of a top 3. Can he get the Turtle Shells? 27, 1, maybe 2 spots further through the field, and there it is. Caution flag flies, caution lights on. Stage number 2 comes to an end with Ryan Johnson leading this field. Step back from the track just a little bit, jump back up front with your race leader. There's Johnson. He'll close in on the back end of the pace car. Looks like iRacing predicting 34 laps before we will see the checkered flag fly. I tell you what, let's check back in on that day on Dave's Dollars. Let's give you one last cheat sheet here. Let's take a look. 108 laps in the book so far here tonight. How many more will these drivers be able to put down? Well, were you one of the drivers that was out there? Ryan Johnson leads the parade of lead lap cars down pit road for tires and fuel. He'll be the first ones to get service. And as drivers come to a crawl and everybody gets service, as the classes get themselves back in line and race officials get everybody lined up and in the correct spots, we're going to break for a brief commercial break. Get back to the track with all your green flag action. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In back trackside after a brief commercial break, gotta pay a few bills, you know how that goes. And well, back behind the pace car, still here as we continue to sort things out at the end of stage number 2. And well, we never knew pace laps were as important as they are, so we'll stay right here trackside so you don't miss any of the great action as these drivers drive 60 miles an hour around the track. 45 gets a lap back. He'll get a wave around and come around the field. Pace car lights will go back on as we'll continue this run under caution, getting everybody straightened out, get all the class leaders in classes where they should be. Get ready for what will be our final restart of the night. Driver's going to have at least 2 or 3 more laps back behind the pace car under caution here before we'll see them get single file on the track to get back to real live racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, you know the drill. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there'd be no us. And once again, thank you for pushing us over that 2,000 subscriber mark. Let's not stop there. Tell your friends, tell your friends, families, friends. Come on over, check out some great racing action 7 nights a week right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. A lot of drivers able to go around the front of the field, around your race leader, get themselves at least 1 lap back. Will the pace car lights go off and stay off this time around? There they go. It looks like they're going to stay off this time, so we'll get back to the green flag live racing action here. This time around, field going to get single file down the backstretch, and we'll get set to go back racing. We'll get your timing scoring put back up to the left-hand side of your screen. That 28 lap to go mark, that's just a suggestion. I think we're going to see a little bit more laps turned in than 27 laps here. I believe we're going to see at least another 40 laps or so. All tough to say here. How quickly can these drivers go about their business? Ryan Johnson will lead the field. Back to the green flag, Joshua Selsey and Luke Smith. Back in third, Lucas Gortman lines up in fourth. Fifth place belongs to Tyler Rush. Kayla McCarthy sitting in sixth. Nate Johnson, Chris Wheeler, Andy Turner, and Thomas Myers round out your top 10. Pace car down and away. Johnson has the field in tow. Wait for it, and green flag flies as Johnson nails the loud pedal. He'll scoot away from the field and head down into turn number 1. There you see all the drivers making their way around and across the start-finish line, coming at you this time around. Look at that race lead already by Johnson. Fast here tonight at Texas under the lights. Your top 3 still Johnson, Zusi, and Smith. Portman, Russia, McCarthy back behind them. Who's going to make a move? Chris Wheeler looking to take a spot away from Nate Johnson. Thomas Teagan grabbing a spot from Jorge Canales back. That's going to be for the 19th position on track. Canales going backwards on this, their latest restart He started back in the 15th spot, dropping 4 spots on the restart. He's going to look to try to keep himself inside the top 20 as he's passed once again. This time it's going to be for that 19th spot. And whoa, Ryan Johnson way up the track. Joshua Salcy looking to take advantage. It's a 4-car freight train down around the bottom of the 38 is going to lose a ton of ground and momentum here as these drivers stay nose to tail down on the bottom of the speedway, crushing it in the 10 Ford Mustang. Here comes Luke Smith. He's hunting the front once again. To the bottom on Salcy, and Salcy's got no choice but let the run take place. They'll drag race to the start-finish line. Advantage to Salcy for the moment. Luke Smith down on the bottom. He's trying to make it work catfishing if we were at the dirt track. And it looks like that bottom is the place to be. Don't leave the door open, because here comes the 17 of Lucas Gortman. He's been at the top of the speedway. He's been at the top of the speed charts. In the top of the scoring pylon here tonight. Smith able to keep everybody at bay for the moment. And here comes Kayla McCarthy bringing 4 more cars right along with her. We're going to have a top 10 breakaway. Look at this. Making moves to the bottom of the speedway. There goes McCarthy. She'll fall in line. I believe that's the 27 of Tyler Rush stuck to the outside as Lucas Gortman dropped to the bottom of the speedway. It's now a 3-car breakaway. Nose to tail at the front. Luke Smith leads Joshua Salcy, and Ryan Johnson sits in third. McCarthy making up a spot on the inside of the 27 of Tyler Rush. Rush going to fall back to the 6th spot as McCarthy's got help right behind her. The 35 of Andy Turner. Thomas Myers in line as well. Crazy good racing action right here at the front of this field. Here comes Salcy back to the point. Smith gonna get moved to the high side. Gotta close the door right across the nose of Ryan Johnson. Smith gonna keep himself from free falling through the field. We are 71 minutes into this 95-minute timed event. Just a short distance left to go in front of us. You can see it. You can see the intensity. You can see the pace beginning to pick up. Drivers not leaving those gaps that we seen earlier in tonight's race. Oh, here comes Smith to the bottom. He's got Ryan Johnson gonna help him out. Big push in. He's going to get himself by. Looks like Salcy going to cut the nose of Johnson off right there. That time around, McCarthy going to bully her way to the bottom of the speedway. Look to take 4th spot away from Gortman. McCarthy now on her way back to the front. We've seen her flex her muscles in stage 1. Flex them in stage 2. Can she flex one more again right here in the final 3rd stage of the night? Gortman hanging tough on that outside, though. It's going to be a tall task to get around him. Gortman has been fast all night long. Has ran inside the top 5 pretty much the entirety of the race except for the green flag pit cycles. So look for Gortman to continue his strong run here tonight. Big stack up back with the 77 of Thomas Myers and Chris Wheeler. That's 9th and 10th on the speedway. Nate Johnson just off in front of them. The 88 Ford Mustang has recovered well and now has himself a fighting chance here tonight. Oh boy, things getting hot and heavy at the front as we continue to put drivers multiple laps down. A say multiple laps down because the driver sitting off of the lead lap. First driver off of the lead lap is multiple laps off of the lead lap. Josh McKinney in the 43 truck, showing up as the 11 on timing and scoring, but McKinney in the 43 truck, your highest running truck class driver. McKinney down 2 laps. Just about 20 minutes remaining here in tonight's race, so it's down to, I would say, about 25 laps, 30 laps maybe remaining here tonight. So drivers going to have to be on point, have to keep their eye on the fuel cell, as I believe they will all have to come to pit road at least one time to finish tonight's race on out. I don't think anybody has anything to get to the end of the race without hitting pit road. And now it's a 6-car breakaway at the front. Luke Smith leads Joshua Southey, Ryan Johnson, Lucas Gortman, Tyler Rush, and Cale McCarthy all nose to tail. They've done away with the 35 of Andy Turner, who's slipping off a base. Turner falling into the clutches of Chris Wheeler. Thomas Meyer still sitting right there in the 9th position, and Nate Johnson rounding out your top 10. Thomas Teagan gonna head to pit road this time around, bring the 3 Ford F-150 down for service and tires. That's gonna get close right there. The 17 of Lucas Gortman all but took the nose off of the front end of that 27 of Tyler Rush, trying to avoid some of the back markers, trying to avoid getting stuck behind and have the pick play basically run on him. And Gortman having none of it, gonna come right across the nose of teammate Tyler Rush. McCarthy looks like she may be just biding some time here, running in that 6th position, up 4 spots from where she started tonight's race. McCarthy looking to improve a little bit late in the going with just about, it looks like about 17 minutes remaining, so we've still got quite a long ways to go. Green flag pit stops still yet to hit for the final time here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Still nose to tail is this top 6 as we start to slowly see Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson try to separate themselves from that 17 of Gortman and the 27 of Tyler Rush. McCarthy has done away with Joshua Southey to move into the 5th position, and we've got lead lap cars down to pit road. Chris Wheeler and Andy Turner come to pit road for what should be the final stop of their race here tonight. Gotta keep that draft up. McCarthy, Gortman, and Rush all trying to work with each other, all trying to run back down that 10 in the 38. Both of them have been hot at it all night long. Can Ryan Johnson somehow get himself back up around Luke Smith? We'll have to wait to see how all of the drama unfolds. Let's jump a little closer to the action. Let's take a look at that 38 of Ryan Johnson. A little bit of a chrome look here tonight for Johnson under the lights. That may be a matte red, actually, on the Taz Motorsports 38 machine. Crushing it as always. Oh, boy. Here comes a moment. 3 wide as they split the back marker. Talk about needing nerves of steel here in Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to split one back marker, run up on another, 3 of them. Oh, and Ryan Johnson looks to make it interesting. Big move. Oh, and contact. Oh, no. Into the inside wall. Drivers all over the place. Oh, my goodness. Jonathan Kuzmano with some trouble. We stay green flag racing as there are no full course cautions. That's right, IMSA road course rules in effect here for the Split Decision Racing Triple Threat Series. We're going to stay green flag as the track has cleared. Lucas Gortman heads to pit road. Race leader Ryan Johnson was almost caught up, almost involved in that. My goodness, that could have went really bad for him in quite a hurry. But he's going to stay out on track, avoid the trouble. He'll stay fighting for that top spot as here comes McCarthy looking to the bottom of Tyler Rush. McCarthy moves to third. McCarthy to third with just 15 minutes remaining. Will she be able to run down those top 2? Will it all come down to a green flag pit stop? And what do you do? What do you do, race fans, if you're the crew chief and you know you can stretch this thing on out? Do you come down and maybe just get some fuel? Maybe just fuel in right side tires to get off of pit road longer than your competitors, or faster than your competitors, who are going to spend a longer amount of time on pit road getting those 4 tires. You're going to be able to make up 6 to 10 seconds easily with just taking the right side tires. McKinney, Wheeler, they're going to head into their pit box. John Humphrey, he's recovering well. He's now back inside the top 15, down to pit road for what should be his final service of the evening. Dave Gilbert holding on to the lead lap right now. Gilbert sitting 16 seconds back behind your race leader, running in the 7th position. We've begun to put lead lap cars off of the lead lap through the green flag pit cycle. Looks like it's about a 30 lap margin that these drivers are able to put down before they have to come to pit road. 30 to 35 laps is about the fuel run for most of the field out there tonight. What is your top 5 gonna do? Will they stretch this thing on out, or will they try a quick pit stop? A lot of strategy to come into play here late in tonight's race as Ryan Johnson drops to the bottom. He'll look to regain the top spot and do so with ease through the center of 3 and 4, back across the stripe. Johnson back to the point. Tyler Rush doing a fine job keeping a hold of Kayla McCarthy. McCarthy right there running in the 3rd position, closing in on Luke Smith. Not a lot of other battles out there on the speedway. Looks like our only other battle is right around that 15th position. We'll jump back to this battle for just a brief moment as you see Matthew Miller begin to close in on William Klingbeil. Klingbeil has a bit of a ways to go to catch up to the next driver in line for position. Justin Gibbs about 2 seconds off in front. You can see Gibbs' truck way out there. He's beginning to make his way out of turn number 2 already down the backstretch. We'll head back to the battle at the front. Luke Smith is not giving Ryan Johnson any sort of running room right here. He is all over that rear deck lid. The 10 not letting the 38 relax one bit, and this is when it's all gonna get really interesting, really busy. The pit road, Dave Gilbert gonna come down. That's gonna give us just 5 drivers yet to hit pit road. It's your top 5 at that. Ryan Johnson continue to lead Luke Smith. There's Kayla McCarthy now up to that 3rd spot. She took the 3rd position multiple laps ago. About 7 laps ago, she was able to get by the 27 of Tyler Rush, who now looks to the inside of McCarthy, gaining that 3rd spot back once again. When will your top 5 head to pit road? Coming down to the wire, and we've still got a battle for that top spot. It has been like this all night long here from Texas Motor Speedway for the Split Decision Racing Triple Threat Series, brought to you by Eckerman Aviation Group. Ryan Johnson going to peel for pit road. Joshua Sousey going to come to pit road as well. That's going to leave Luke Smith, Tyler Rush, and Kayla McCarthy all out there on track still. This is going to get interesting. We've seen a short pit work out for Lucas Gortman early in stage number 1. The short pit didn't quite work out as well there in stage number 2. Will the short pit be the play of the night here tonight? Top 3 all to pit road this time around. What's going to happen? Ryan Johnson now back off of pit road, getting up to speed. Here comes Chris Wheeler. He's at full song already and closing in. There's Wheeler on the outside. He's going to grab a spot away from Johnson. Here's where it's going to get interesting, race fans. We are now down under 10 minutes remaining in this 95-minute timed event. Luke Smith, Tyler Rush, Kayla McCarthy getting down pit road, and oh, they're not going to make it. They're not going to get up to speed in time. Chris Wheeler gonna fly on by. He came to pit road about 10 laps earlier. Will Ryan Johnson be able to run him down? McCarthy giving up a lot of track position. She's going to drop from 3rd all the way to the 7th position. Now make that 8th as Nate Johnson makes his way by. And those Holder tires are not going to be the best friend of Chris Wheeler. Ryan Johnson already knocking on his rear deck lid. Here comes Johnson down to the bottom. He'll catfish it out of turn number 2. Back up. And caution! Big wreck on the backstretch. Oh no, caution on the speedway. Things, oh boy, about to get interesting. Let's go back, see what brought out our first and only full course caution of the night. You can see that's the 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdale down on the bottom of the speedway. Washes up all the way into the 4 of John Humphrey. Both of them into the outside wall, and it looks like we may have some more contact coming here. And there's the contact, the 48 into the back of the 97, 97 pinballs, and oh my gosh! The 36 up and over. Oh my gosh. Richard Crane nowhere to go, and whammo. One more look at it here. My gosh. Look at this hit. Oh my goodness. Just flips that 97 right on its lid. He flips on the lid a couple times. Here comes another driver trying to make his way through. There's Dave Gilbert. He was just down to pit road. Oh, man. Melee late in the race with just about 5 minutes remaining here. Pit road going to be a busy place. Wheeler, Johnson, Turner, all to pit road. Looks like Tyler Rush and Joshua Sousey may elect to stay out on track. Kayla McCarthy looks like she's going to stay out on track as well. So your top 3 not wanting those fresh tires. We'll see how it all plays out. Haven't had a chance to get to it here tonight. Let's go high above the track with the Turn 3 drone cam here as we watch these drivers back behind the iRacing pace car here. Not wanting to break away for any commercial breaks. Going to keep it live right here with all the great racing action under caution here tonight as we get set to finish tonight on out. Less than 6 minutes remain. It's going to be a barn burner race, fans. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is what the fans pay money for. That's great racing action for the race win at the end of the night. We've seen these next-gen drivers all over each other. These Gen 6 Cup class drivers not able to really break away from each other. So will a 3 or 4 lap difference on the tires be enough? Will it be a significant advantage for those drivers that came down to pit road? Luke Smith led the charge off of pit lane. He'll restart in the 4th position. Nate Johnson back in 5th. Chris Wheeler in 6th. 7th place belongs to Ryan Johnson. 8th, Andy Turner and Thomas Myers. Last driver on the lead lap in the 9th position, and Josh McKinney. First driver off of the leading lap, he's 2 laps down, sitting in the 10th position, rounding out that top 10. But how about the biggest mover of the night? Just off in front of the man on screen, that's the 27 of Tyler Rush. Check him out, the pure balance turtle shell driver getting the job done here tonight. Can Rush walk away with a class win and a race win here tonight from Texas? Pace car lights are out once again. Race fans will get set to fire things off for what should be the final time of the night, unless we have a big time melee as we get back to the green flag. Tyler Rush stayed out on track. He'll have the field in hand as they make their way off of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Can Rush walk away with the first win of the year for the 27 crew? We've got ourselves about 3 minutes remaining. This is going to be a crazy good finish. The pace car down, Smith, Rush hits the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. Tyler Rush has the 81 of Joshua Susi right behind him. Susi was your pole sitter. He led at the end of stage 1, led at the end of stage 2. Can he capture the flag here tonight with just under 2 minutes remaining? Back across the stripe, nobody moving at the front of the field. Luke Smith not able to go anywhere. Kayla McCarthy washes up just a little bit through the center, and oh, she's going to go way up the track. That's going to open up the door for Luke Smith. He's easily going to grab that third position away from the 24. Now Smith with those fresh tires. He's looking for more. Rush and Susie going at it side by side. Off of turn 4, here we go, coming to just 60 seconds remaining. Tyler Rush continues to lead to 3 wide for the race lead. Luke Smith down on the bottom. Contact. Ryan Johnson going around. Hard contact into the outside wall for Johnson. 3, 4 wide back behind them. It's a battle between Susie and Smith out of turn number 4. Smith down at the bottom. Joshua Susie wound up at the top. Can the pole sitter keep it going? We've got 30 seconds remaining. It's going to be one more time around the Texas No Limits Motor Speedway to determine race number 9's winner. The class winner, the overall winner, almost 3 wide for a brief moment as they work their way off of turn number 2. Big move by the 88 of Nate Johnson, as now Smith hunting the front, catfishing and digging off of turn number 4. He's going to cross the line. We've still got 1 lap to go. White flag, final lap here from Texas Motor Speedway. How about that 22 of Chris Wheeler? He's making his way back to the front of the field, but I don't think anybody's going to get their contact, and Nate Johnson goes around. Oh my gosh, Nate Johnson goes around right in front of Kayla McCarthy. McCarthy eats it big. Oh my gosh. Chaos at the end of tonight's race with Luke Smith walking away with the race win. Oh my gosh. Joshua Salcy pounds the outside wall as they cross the start-finish line. Field going to begin to come to a crawl. What a race. What an end, man. There was some crazy wrecks on those last handful of laps. Ryan Johnson caught up involved. Jonathan Guzmano involved. Kayla McCarthy, she was caught up in an incident as well. Oh my goodness. Tons of craziness right there towards the end of tonight's race. What a way to finish things out, though. We had craziness all night long. Crazy good racing action all over the track, all over the field. There you see your race winners, your class winners celebrating here tonight. Oh boy, that was a close call for your Gen 6 Cup car winner. Overall race winner as well. Looks like Luke Smith going to walk away with some hardware. The 43 doing his celebrations as well. So as these drivers enjoy a little bit of fun in front of the fans, we're going to step away from the track, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. No more live action to miss, so we don't got to worry about that. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In back trackside at the conclusion of another great race here on the Turn 3 Racing Network by the Split Decision Racing stable of drivers. And it looks like everybody done celebrating, so we won't waste any more time. What do you say we go grab the driver that walked away with the truck class win here tonight, newcomer? Let's see if we can't grab and have a few words with the driver inside of that 43 truck. Josh McKinney, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Mic check on Josh. Looks like a little bit of audio trouble trying to get to that 43 of Josh McKinney. So we'll see if we can't move along to the driver that walked away with the Xfinity class win. Let's see if we can't dial up the driver inside of that 99 machine. Patrick Anderson is Dave in the booth. You got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, my man. How you doing? How you feeling after walking away with a class win here tonight?
Feeling lucky. You know, Bill, he was the fastest car all night. You know, I was just settling into second, and then that caution came out, and I just decided like I was gonna do whatever he didn't, and he pit. So, you know, coming to that last green flag run, I had like 5, 6 cars in between us, and I just pushed it really hard. So I didn't earn, like I just got lucky.
Well, it sounded like you were getting ready to say you didn't earn it, you just got lucky.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean, in order to be lucky and get it, you had to earn your way to that point. So I mean, hey, look at it that way.
yeah, very true.
Well, man, a few crazy weeks over the past course of the past 3 weeks or so. How has things been inside that 99 crew, and how are you looking at things moving forward from here?
It's been awesome. You know, I think this is my fourth win this season. So I've won, about half the races that we've ran, and like I just I just hope that the momentum can keep going into the playoffs. Um, and right now, like my main goal is just to keep my points lead, so I get the number one spot in the playoffs, and just go from there.
Well, with the playoffs right around the corner, how are you and the crew really setting yourselves up? Are you focusing mainly on those playoff races, or are you trying to go out and just grab every bit of points and wins that you can before?
Mm, I'm just trying to run, just trying to run a clean race, and I have been running clean races this year, and that's what I mean. I know last year when I first got in and started iRacing, everything was new to me, so I made a lot of just dumb mistakes, and like that's just my goal this year is just limit those mistakes, and it's been paying off.
Absolutely, it's been paying off. As you said, fourth class win on the year for you so far in season number two. So, Patrick, before we let you go and enjoy this fourth win, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in the shop?
No, it's the same old crew, my wife, let me do this. Then, like all my teammates, Luke, Minnie, which is Jeff, Richard, David Scott, John Cusimano, all them.
All right, Patrick. Well, again, my man, congratulations on another class win this season, and we'll see if you can repeat it next week.
Okay, thanks.
All right, there you have it. Final parting words from the driver inside of that 99 machine. Patrick Anderson snatches his fourth Xfinity class win on the season. And what a great run he is having so far here tonight. I tell you what, let's see if we can't now grab the driver that walked away with the truck class win. Let's try to dial him up one more time. Josh, it's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. You got me, Dave?
I got you loud and clear, but first off, hats off. Congratulations on the truck class win. How you feeling after that one?
Yeah, that's win number 3. I feel pretty good, man. Had a real fast car or truck all night long. It was an awesome race.
A third win on the year for you this season. How are you and the crew approaching the rest of the season as we get ready to turn the corner and begin chasing after that coveted championship trophy?
Yeah, one race at a time. I gotta thank my teammates. Josh Beavers there. He's helped me out a lot. Just gotta approach it one lap, one day at a time.
One lap, one track, one day at a time. I hear great philosophy to have. Well, Josh, again, congratulations on the great race win here tonight. Before we let you go and celebrate and look forward to next week, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe give a special thanks to anybody you may have forgotten out there?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Callie. We got baby number one on the way in February. My mom and dad. Mom just got out of the hospital a few days ago, so want to give a shout out to her. And lastly, the U.S. Navy for allowing me to do what I love. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Love you all.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations and thank you for your service, my man. Until next time, we'll see if we can't meet in Victory Lane one more time. What do you say?
Looking forward to it, man. Thank you. Thanks for broadcasting, Dave. Thanks for setting this up. I appreciate it. Good hard racing. Love you all.
All right, there you have it. Josh McKinney walks away with his third win on the season, and it looks like we're seeing a common theme, a common happening here tonight. Everybody that's been to Victory Lane for their class has walked away with a third or fourth win on the season. And I tell you what, let's see if we can't go and grab a few words with the driver that was crushing it here tonight. Luke Smith, it's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, long time no talk. What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. Just coming out here and crushing it.
I hear you. Let's get down to it here. Right there at the end, caution flag flies. Something we normally don't see. Full course cautions here with split decision racing. What went through your mind, and whose call was it to come to pit road?
Well, it was a relief because coming in for that pit stop, I had pit like half a lap before. Uh, I missed my stall by the tiniest bit to where I lost like 3 seconds on Ryan, and I decided that on the restart, since I'd only run a half a lap, I'd come in take left side since I only took rights on my first stop, and hope for the best. And I had good track position, restart in fourth, and you saw how it played out.
I seen how it played out, and I wasn't sure, man. With only a 3 or 4 lap difference on the tires, I really wasn't sure. And then I just seen you charge, and I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I knew that just being on right side tires, it felt fast, but it was just because it was loose. But I knew if I had all four basically freshies, I would be able to charge through them.
Well, you were charging to the front in that Ford Mustang. Heck of a job, my man, once again getting back to victory lane. So before we let you go and celebrate the class and overall race win, Luke, anybody back in Waynesboro you like to give any shout outs to? Thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Oh, I'd like to thank the friends that support this little racing hobby. Like to thank you for putting on a nice broadcast every week. Thank Dave for putting on this great league. Ryan Johnson for always making me push to be a better driver, and obviously Orange Crush because they're the best orange flavored soda that exists.
I will second that. Crush is amazing. Well, Luke, my man, again, congratulations on the race win here tonight, and we'll look forward to catching up with you a little bit later on throughout the rest of this season.
Thank you. I'll see you.
All right, Luke Smith, crushing it for sure. The Waynesboro, Pennsylvania driver getting the job done for Prime Time Racing, and that's gonna do it for Prime Time here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Not much left to do except go over a few things that happened here tonight. What a night! What a race it was here for race number 9 with the split decision racing triple threat series. Man, I tell you what, I don't know if there's any cooler uh, night of the week for me here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I mean, 3 different racing classes on the track for 95 minutes. Man, there is action everywhere, all the time, nonstop. You can't get away from it. You can't run and hide. And with The producer's hitting those buttons in the background. You know those familiar sounds. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Texas Motor Speedway, grabbing the top spot, the overall race win, as well as the Gen 6 Cup Class win. That's going to be the 10 of Luke Smith. Tyler Rush going to finish back in second. Third place belongs to Chris Wheeler. Andy Turner walking away in fourth. Joshua Sousey going to finish back in fifth with a 77 of Thomas Myers. Walking away in the sixth position, Nate Johnson back in seventh. Caleb McCarthy with some late race trouble, on-track incident, having her finish back in the eighth spot. Josh McKinney, Josh McKinney walking away with his third class win on the season. McKinney finishes in the ninth spot. Justin Gibbs back in 10th. 11th place belongs to Ryan Johnson. Matthew Wheeler gonna park the 21 in the 12th finishing spot. Your highest running Xfinity class driver, Patrick Anderson, walks away with his fourth class win of the season. Nathan Manwaring gonna finish back in 15th. 16th belongs to the 61 of Keith Fonseca. Tyler Ziegler right behind him in the 53, finishing 17th. 18th on track tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. That's the 12 of Michael Wayward. 19th today from Texas Motor Speedway, Dave Gilbert back in 20th. David Desvarios. Jorge Canales gonna walk away in 21st. 22nd belongs to Matt Cobb. Jeffrey Ramsdell in 23rd. 24th to John Humphrey. Richard Crane. Lucas Gortman back in 26th. The 45 of Jonathan Cruzmano gonna walk away in 27th. 28th to the 3 of Thomas Teagan. 29th on track here tonight, the 13 of Jacob Hurst. Adam Taylor walks away in 30th. 31st to Josh Beaver. Michael Gitchell walks away in 32nd. 33rd tonight belongs to the 37 of Mark Ackerman. And Vinny Tabby rounds out the field in 34th. That's going to do it. That's going to be all she wrote, race fans. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. If you haven't already, continue that push and subscribing. Drop the hammer on that thumbs up button. Click subscribe. Smash the bell on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So until next time, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.